Hello all, Dr. Fox back here with you. We got all kinds of things coming up. We got Dad's Day coming up, Prime Day. We've got clarification about flight in game. Oh, look, Apple Watch. Number 6. We'll talk about all kinds of stuff coming up, absolutely, as we get into this, shan't we? Dr. Fox back here with you with the weekend update. I'm glad to have you along. Sorry, that's about the best shot I can get from Miss Mora right there. She's eating some of her, if you will. Tried to get her on camera. I had to do this kind of really quick. There's not a huge amount of bullet points for in-game this week, but so I got a lot of other updates. Maybe I can spend a few minutes with as well. So first off, I guess I'm excited. Yay! They had a great deal on Apple Watches. I don't normally do these, and I broke down and did it too. Because if you buy one, you get another one 50% off, and it's like, why do I do this? And I did the EarPods too, and I don't normally do that kind of thing. I usually just stick with my phone and I'm good. I don't need to be sticking all that radioactivity in my ears. And anyway, this is different. So I'm finding with my experience with this, I know this is old news for many, but this is just my first experience with this. I'm finding that I'll plug in one ear. It will get me through about half a day. I don't normally leave it in a half of the day. Literally, if I know I've got a phone call coming up, I might pop it in for a little while, for an hour or so, and then I'm good for the day. But when I was first learning to use these, I found out that when I was leaving this in for a good part of the day, and it gets warm there in your ear too. So I had about one in for about half a day, and then I'd plug the other one in for the other half a day when you're using them all day. But normally I don't. I might plug it in for like a few minutes if I have a phone call coming up or one I'm going to make or something. So, whoops, I hope that didn't click too loud in you there. I saw the red line shoot right up there. I think I have to tweak that. I hope I'm not distorting on you folks. So, and I have this cute little nightstand thing I've been wanting to get for a while. So it'll hold your... your watch can pop in, but I'm finding that I had to pull it out a little bit because the watch doesn't hold very well there. It just kind of sits there with this type of mechanism. And then there's little connectors over here, so you have another side that you can put your phone, and you can put your phone sideways if need be, if you have it separated. But you plug it in, and I love it because I hate having cords all over the place. And it's wireless. The QI, or however they say that, the key. You can just set it on there. It's so nice. I don't have to like plug it in every night. I just set it on the stand and I'm good to go. It takes longer, but it's fine because I've got the whole overnight. So I'll set it there in the late evening. Wake up the next day. It's fully charged. And there's another adapter. I'm using that for my stand right now so that you all could have seen Miss Mora at the moment. Now she's way up there, and I don't know if I can get that. Where is she? There she is. Excuse our mess. We are in the middle of trying to get this crazy process all tidied up. So I guess for now I'm just going to put it back to black. But there's so much more. Anyway, I was excited. I had to share that with you all right there as well. And working on some other things as well right now. But we'll talk more about it next week. Of course, it'll be Dad's, or as I call it, Man's Day for those that aren't dads. Like we do for Mom and Women's Day back in May as well. Prime Day's coming up June 21st, 22nd as well. You might have noticed as you fire up your BattleNet, there's a new little update, and that was so you can add your global friends. Yes, we know a lot of people just use Discord, but it'll now integrate into the BattleNet system, so now you don't have to talk to, say, one of your friends in Australia. Oops. Or one of the other places around the world, or vice versa. If you're over there and you're trying to talk to someone over here, in the U.S., they integrated that in there. So that was an interesting little take on that. And just the clarification is for flying. I know the way they worded it was a little wonky, but as long as your characters in old world, I like to call it, not the newer expansions, but if you're upgrading your flight paths to its full flight path that you can fly around in old world, the way they meant this was you're not going to have to purchase flight for each character. I'm glad they clarified this. When you get flight for Shadowlands for one of your new ones, and that's one of the ones I'll be doing, you can get that again, just a quick reminder, when you hit Renown 44. And then you got to do the little storyline, and then once you get on your main, you'll have access to it on all the other characters. And what I mean by access is As long as all your other characters, I don't have to worry. All my other characters have that highest level of flight you can purchase in old world flights, like when you hit like 20 and then 40, those different levels that give you up to like 100% flying. That's all that matters, and those will take effect on all your alts. If I'm clarifying that a little better, if you follow my meaning, I'm visual, and I wish I could just pop up a few things. I'm not. I used to do a ton of editing, but I'm having editing trouble, so you're gonna have to bear with me on some of this as well. So we'd like to just let's see, touch a quick. Oh yeah, the SinRunner. That horse flying mount there. It takes a while, and it's a good time to do it. It was a lot like the alpaca. People would be putting it up, and as you move along, it might be getting harder. And sadly, I only got one of the 2 alpacas. We were having some trouble trying to get that as well. I know what Miss Mora wants. She's trying to get her, you know what. All right, come on. Get some treats. Come on, silly bear. I know it's a little weird maneuvering through here because the place is a mess. I had. The other night, I had milk spill. The good news is I think the ant population, if you will, has come down, but I still have found, I think I found 2 more again this morning, and I had to clean my carpets because the milk got everywhere, and that spilled last night. But do you want your treats or what? Where are you going? All right, I guess we're going to try to do that later. So we just wanted to touch on that as well, and... oh yeah, some people have been pointing out this cute little MMORPG. Was it Palia? Palia looks very cute. I don't tend to stray from WoW. For those that were curious, I use this as a tool. I know it's a paid tool. You could be using a free tool of a different game, and I mean there is free up till level 20. But when it comes to like a tool for game therapy, aka like music therapy, and a form of therapy that we help share some time to discuss with, and some will go, yeah, but I just use a free game. Well, I know, but aside from that, when I have my little bit of downtime, I like to enjoy this one, and I put a lot of time and effort into it. But anyway, there's always a rebuttal for whatever side you want to end up using for all of that, and we'll kind of leave it at that. We'll leave it at your discretion as well. Share me what you're playing right now, especially until 9.1 drops. So it'll be like until like July for the. No, don't worry, I'll still be here. As far as I know, each week. It's just next week might be. Things are gonna be a kind of crazy next week, and I don't know what's happening still. We're waiting on some paperwork to come in this week, and I don't know what's going on. I know I did all my hard work the last couple of weeks, but I don't know if you're gonna see the same background. Yes, my love bug, I know. Now she's whining because she wants to go outside, but I don't let her outside. She likes to do that. Every once in a while, she'll go to the door and be like, Mama. And so we're not going to spend too much time on here as well. I just wanted to touch on a couple of those bases this week. I touched on a couple of the things that's happening with us. It's been kind of a weird maneuvering. It's very tight and squishy in here, and trust me, I didn't want to downgrade, but I did that for a lot of reasons. Yeah, those that ask, is this Dr.Fox, is this your only job? No, well, sort of. I'll do a few hours, but it's not really my job. I just do it to help. Studying to be a doctor, and even before I studied to be a doctor, it was all about life and about trying to help other individuals in a good way. A lot of people misinterpret that help, and they want to just shoot you down in so many negative, horrible ways, and have issue with maybe the way you sound or the way you look or how you do this or how you do that. And then it's not about trying to like make everybody happy. That's not the point. I know, and I'm sorry that you all got to kind of listen to her yowling for a while. She's also hearing something outside. We're going to have to tidy up on that here in a minute. So I'm just going to try to wrap this up shortly. But with that, I will. I also help some other individuals out and about when I'm running errands. I will. I work on other little projects. I write a little bit. Very randomly do I ever get acting jobs anymore, especially with a conversation with a couple of individuals about that over the last few months or so about things where they may or may not happen, but it's made it very difficult, especially as aging actors. And then someone will go, yeah, but look, we could give examples of folks that have worked into their 80s and 90s when they're still acting. Yes, but they're usually the less than 1% that had already had a successful career. And when you're trying, and it's not about, I don't care about successful career. I don't care about views. I don't care about it. I just do it because it's the passion and the love for it. And then I got to talk to a couple of other special effects creating individuals that work on droids. And those that know me know I'm very passionate about like robotics and stuff. And I've been having conversations with them about an R2 unit. But that's all I'm going to say for now. Yeah, there she goes. You can see her tail behind me. Miss Love-bug, what you doing over there? What do you think, Mama Meow? And then anyway, so we're going to kind of wrap this up for this week. I just wanted to touch on a few things. It's been chaotic here. Just still trying to get that ant situation under control. I've been spilling things and trying to clean them up. I was worried that the ants were going to find those spills, and I can't really clean that very well. And those that know cleaning know that when you have kind of a, I don't want to say like messy place, it's okay to oh my gosh, it doesn't have to be like OCD. And that's fine if you do that too. That I'm just using my example for me. But as long as you have sort of what I like to say, sort of a tidy home, wherever that may be, it's a little more. It's been proven. It's science. Medical science has proven that if you have sort of a tidy place, a lot of your stresses come down. And sadly, when you're having outside stresses, you come home and it's kind of a mess. It keeps the stresses up. And it doesn't give you that sort of relaxing place to be. Now, there's going to be a small group that will always rebuttal, because remember, there's always an exception to the rule. And some will go, yeah, but I live in chaos, and that works for me. I'm like, what's your stress level? And then you have to break it all down. But then they'll give you a rebuttal for that. And so anyway. And yes, for those that know, my hands go kind of crazy sometimes. Yes, I do. I have studied a little sign language back in the day, and I used to help a couple individuals with that a little bit. So I don't know it extensively, but I've learned a few. I picked up a few words. I spent quad years in learning Francais, and I can look at words and I can usually translate a lot of them. I know they used to ask me to do that back in the day. I can speak, I used to speak a lot broader sets of French. Now I can pull out a word or two here or there, and I remember a few ones I use on a regular basis. I don't get to use them very often. There was a nice lady at the Home Depot up here that she spoke very fluent French, and every once in a while we'd have an opportunity to share a little moment with her. But and I know like a few Japanese words and Mandarin, and those that might not know this too. I've done a little bit more because I've done some sword training before. Minor, it's nothing. It's extremely advanced. But it's hard to do it now, especially now that I've been officially now I officially have carpal tunnel, and I have been diagnosed officially with it. So I'm trying to find a good brace again, and I'm trying to get settled in a place so I can have that support again. That's part of the reason why it started acting up. And I'm still working on a few other things in the background, and we'll just leave it at that. Don't worry, I've signed forms before for other programs and films and whatnot before, and I will hint at things, but I'll never say it until they say it's okay to say something. And so it's just kind of neat. Anyway, it's just sharing with you the pieces of kind of how I work right now. And like I said, I'm still trying to write a little bit. I know I haven't done a book in a long time. I know we were talking about, there was always that kind of silly humor about maybe doing a cookbook. I'd love to do that just to show some of the very easy recipes. Sometimes when you just have some things around the house, you kind of learn how to just make stuff. And I've had to learn how to be self-sufficient very, very, very young, and you really kind of pick up all kinds of neat little ways of trying it. So it was just something, you know, we've been kind of bouncing around. I think with that, we're going to kind of wrap this up. I think it's something that we can take forward with us and we can think about and take a few minutes just to kind of reflect on where things are. We know a lot of people are frustrated, aggressive, short-tempered, one or two words because they're just too stressed to deal with all this mess. And I can relate to that too. Sometimes I just get so mentally exhausted. I'm just not in the mood for a verbal fight. A lot of times there's individuals I know that will just mentally exhaust me very quickly. You know, I've had this conversation with many folks offline.
Apologies. I couldn't hear what you said.
See, she thought I was asking. That's starting to happen again too. I have her integrated in there as well. So I think with that, we'll kind of leave it there. Let's wrap this up. I think y'all, I hope we'll have a good week. We're going to kind of call that, you know, have a good week. Function through it, I hope. Make sure to take 2 of whatever you're going to sit back and contemplate about this week. Call me in the morning. And then those that know my channel know that I will wrap it up with, we will see you later.